Oh yeah, dude, we're living in the best times ever. I 100% agree. Busy. I 100% agree. And I'm not like some sort of optimist. I'm just like a realist. I think tomorrow will be better than today, and the next day will be better than that. Like the standard of living keeps going up. The biggest problem, I think, is that our caveman brain kind of just plays tricks on us, particularly with like social media. That I think is like a big cause of unhappiness. It's not that social media is bad. It's just that our fucking caveman brains are retarded and not used to it. Like I'm very aware of like what social media does. So like I don't get sad about it. Like maybe I'm just so aware of the fact that I'm just a big dumb fucking ogre that like I just don't fall into the same traps. You know, I go out of my way to try and like, you know, like my YouTube algorithm, I know it's full of shit I loosely agree with in some capacity. So I'd go out of my way to try and like seek out stuff that I don't agree with, just so I can have that perspective. Was the day before the first lockdown worse than the last? Than that? Well, so no, I mean that on an average. On average, tomorrow will be better than today, and the next day will be better than the next day. You know, I look at it like I look at the S&P 500, man. It's a long running average for the last 2,000 years. Pretty much every day is better than the last. You know, yeah. You know, maybe 9/10 was better than 9/11 for a lot of people, but overall, I don't know. I definitely can't think to another time period I'd rather. Like I don't look to the past and go, man, I wish I lived back then. Like I never think that. That is the last fucking thing I'd want to do is go live in the fucking past. If anything, I'd want to go live in the future. My team is just farming on like a biblical level, bro. I think people just forget how easy we have some shit. Like food. Dude, even in some of your parents' lifetimes, eating food and getting enough of it was like a problem. Now we have the opposite problem. Now we have so much excess, we're just fat as fuck and dying because of it. I was born in Slovenia in the 80s, so I actually have some perspective on that time. And what we're used to, all I can say is that people get soft and whiny. Yeah, I agree. Shit sucked. Not even that long ago. Like, I can't... Like, is there any period that I'd actually rather live in? Like, I can't point to any period in time where things were better. I mean, I will say that society has become a little bit degenerate, and if you're a guy that like really wants to have kids, and like, you know, you want to do that fucking, you know, 2 kids, golden retriever, white picket fence shit, I think that is a little harder nowadays, just because of society's values. But I think, I don't know, life in general is just better in every way. And this is only for some people. That I think is harder now than it was in the past was like, if you're a woman that like really wants to be like a mom and you want to be like a stay-at-home mom and raise kids, and that's like your thing that you really want to do, I feel like doing that nowadays is harder. Or if you're like the same thing but like a dad that just wants to like be the fucking old school family man, dad, whatever, and that's your fucking thing you want to do, I think that in particular is harder now than it was like, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Just because like what society in general values is just different. You know, people, you know, finding that partner that wants to also do that. And by the way, I'm not somebody that wants to do that. This is not like a bias of my own, but I'm just saying that like I know of people that's what they want, and it's like that's tough. It's tough to find that nowadays. But everything else, bro, everything else, dude, everything else is the shit. We got kick-ass fucking internet. We got Doritos, Locos, Tacos. I mean, that did not used to exist. Even relationships used to be about survival and quality of life. Exactly. One of the most, like, tragic things about, like, especially dating when you're younger. So, like, I've dated a lot of college girls. You're almost doomed to fail. And it's not even a personality thing. It's just that, like, you know, she's going to college to get a job, like a big job, right? Like, she's gonna move. And if you have a job, like, something's gotta give, right? So, like, so many people, it's pretty tragic, like, how many people break up because it's just like, well, I have my career and I'm going this way, and you have your career and you're going that way. Goodbye. And that's just it. And that's just modern life now. That's just because that's what society values, you know? I mean, those are people making those choices. You know, it's not happening at gunpoint. But there is kind of a grossness to it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe with notifications on. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and join the Discord. It's free.